and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'll be demonstrating a caramel, orange and lemon cake. Caramel, also known as polenta, is gluten-free. In addition to the caramel, we'll be using ground almonds, which is a good source of protein, fibre, vitamins and minerals. Let me just take you through the ingredients. So what we've got, we're going to be using ground almonds, 3 eggs, some cornmeal or polenta, some butter. There is other brands available. It doesn't have to be stock. It doesn't have to be all these brands. It's just the ones I've got in my store cupboard. Also, we're going to be using some caster sugar, some plain flour, the juice and zest of an orange and a lemon. We're going to be using some Madagascar vanilla essence. So you can use any form of vanilla essence. It doesn't have to be Madagascar. It just happens, again, to be one I've got in my cupboard. And then last ingredient is the baking powder. So we're going to use a bit of baking powder in there also. Okay, so these are the ingredients. And then in terms of the equipment, what you need is a set of scales, a bowl. It doesn't have to be plastic, it can be porcelain, whatever bowl you've got, but a fairly big size. And then I'm using a silicone spoon because I think then you can scrape out the little bits and pieces, which it tends to be left there with the wooden spoon. So it's just so you can get all the goodness and all the ingredients into your baking tray, what I'm using. So I'm going to be using these takeaway containers, and this recipe fits perfectly into 2 of these containers, and you can get the ones with the lid. So then you can then save it, give some away if you wish as well. So perfect size containers for this recipe. Okay. So I'll go through the method. So that is end of part 1. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to weigh out your caster sugar. Well, we're not going to weigh it out because I weighed it out already. I'm using 150 grams of caster sugar. So that goes into there. And then an equal measure of the butter. So that's 150 grams of butter also. So just get all that out. And then we're going to cream, the cream method, where I'm going to cream this together so it's going to be nice and fluffy. So whilst I'm doing that, we're going to do a time lapse. So by the time you come back, I will have creamed the butter and the sugar together. Okay? So welcome back to after the time lapse. So the sugar, caster sugar, and the butter is mixed to a nice fluffy consistency. If you take your butter out of the fridge to start with, that will make it easier. Or if you forget, you can put it in your microwave. I'm looking over there because that's where my microwave is. You can put it in the microwave and make it a bit soft. I did actually say I was using a silicone spoon. However, as you might know, the silicone spoon is not the best thing for mixing, so I reverted back to the wooden spoon. So I'm just going to give it a bit more of a mixture. So as you can see, that's nice and fluffy, all mixed in. I think if you get your mixture right, and I always can tell if my cake's going to come out well, if the mixture looks good, then that tends to mean that the cake itself is going to be a success. Okay, so making sure that's nice and fluffy, like so. I think that's pretty fluffy and soft. It's all mixed in. So I think it is an important part of the process, and it's a good workout for the arms. So if you want to get rid of the bingo wings, or you want to do some biceps, give it a good mixing, and that should be fine now. Okay, so we've mixed the caster sugar and the butter, and then we're going to add one at a time your eggs. So what I've done, I've already cracked one because you know how to crack an egg. And then I'm just going to beat it. So you don't have to use a whisk. You can use a fork. That'll do the job equally. But we're just going to beat them one at a time. 3 eggs in this recipe. Give it a bit of a beat up. Like so. Excellent. And then just stick it here on my chopping board. And then pour in the 1 egg. And then continue to give that a good mixing. So, stick it away. So, just nice and gentle to start with. And we're going to combine the 3 eggs, as you can see. You will separate to start with, but you want it to be looking like it looked before you added the first egg. Just get all that mixture together, like so. So you can see that. So again, giving the biceps, the arms a good workout. There we go, it's looking good. So that's after one egg. So you want it to be looking just like that. So don't add another egg until it's nice. Well, until it's all come together. Okay, so it's all come together, and then I will be adding the other 2 eggs. But you don't need to see me doing that. So we're going to go to another time lapse, and I'll add the other 2 eggs. And when you come back, then I'll take you to the next stage. So we've mixed. You can see that nice. Mix that really well, so it's all come together. 3 eggs, 150 grams of butter, 150 grams of caster sugar into this bowl, and that's perfectly mixed well now. So, once we've done that, what we're going to add is 2 teaspoons, just turn it around so you can see it, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. You don't want to have too much baking powder because it makes it then have a more of a chemical taste. So if anything, go on do not do eat tablespoons, just a level teaspoon of your baking powder. And then we're going to put in your, if I can find it, where's it gone? I think that must be it. So your vanilla essence. So it's a teaspoon, but I think that is going to be, I'm going to put a little bit more in there. That, again, if all recipes, you're just going to adapt it so it's your taste buds. I like essence, so vanilla essence, so I want to put a little bit more in because I like vanilla essence. If I can find what I've done with it, 1 second, bear with me. Oh, sorry, it's out of camera shot. Try and get everything ready. It's not the easiest thing in the world. So I'm going to put just a little bit more in. And this is a Madagascar one. The one I used previously was just a plain vanilla essence. This is a Madagascar. So it's a darker vanilla essence. So I'm just going to give that a bit of a mix. So I put in the baking powder, 2 teaspoons, and it's about a teaspoon. Oh, that smells good now. It smells delicious. So you could use mixed spice. You could use nutmeg. Again, whatever flavours you like, you could put in at this stage. So next, we're going to put in your 100 grams of your cornmeal. So again, you didn't need me to show you how to weigh out 100 grams. So that's 100 grams of cornmeal goes into the bowl. Also weighed out the 100 grams of your plain flour. So that goes in there also. Make sure we get it all in there. And then also what we've got is 100 grams of almonds. So if you're allergic to nuts, I should say, then you could use ginger would go well. So if you like ginger, you could put fresh ginger in there. So it'll be an orange and lemon ginger cornmeal polenta cake. So we're going to put in there your 100 grams of your round almonds. So that goes in here. The lemon, because we're using the zest, we're going to wash the orange and the lemon, the skin. So you can talk amongst yourselves while I'm out of camera shot, but all I'm doing is just washing the orange and the lemon for the zest. So you just want to gently grate your zest. So this is just going to enhance your flavour. Like I said, if you do not wish to do that, there is products such as this one here, which is an orange essence. So you can add that, and that will give you the orange flavour. So you probably could just use the orange juice then. So give that a bit of a grater, like so. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see that. I think you can. You can see you're just taking off the zest. So once you start seeing it, and you'll smell it. It smells delicious. I mean, I love orange, and the smell of it is amazing. So just give it a turn, get some of the zest off, like so. And you'll see the back of your grater. And what I do, I just take it off the back, put that in there. So then cut your orange in half after you zest, and all we're going to do then is juice the orange. Oh, there's a lot more juice than I thought. And that's a good thing because I like the taste. So just juiced out the orange, and we just want the juice. So again, you're just going to pour that in there like so. Be careful not to get your pips in there. I suppose you would add to your fibre, but might not be as nice when you bite into a pip. So just taking the zest of the lemon, and I'm pretty sure you can get a lemon essence. So again, if you don't want to do the zesting, you can just make it easy by just getting the essence itself. Okay. So again, just scraping off the zest with a knife. Just put that in there, like so. Missed a bit. So lemon, just going to cut that in half and then juice it. Again, be mindful, we don't want the seeds again, so we're just going to juice it up. I'm sorry, I'm just looking because I'm multitasking at the moment. So I'm on the go with my main dinner. It's in an oven as well. So to save on electricity rather than turning the oven on twice, I'm going to be multitasking and using the oven to cook. So I'm doing a scone-based pizza, which is feta cheese and red onions and spinach with potato wedges and the salads. So that's my evening meal. So going back to this, what's the most important thing? So now we're putting your lemon. And if you like lemon, honestly, it is a wonderful recipe. So we've added the juice. We're just going to give that a stir again. Just be mindful, if you can see that, sorry. Mindful not to just give it a big, good stir because you'll have the juice everywhere. So just nice and gently to start with, just to bring it all together. Like so. And it does smell good, it really does. You're controlling the amount of sugar, the amount of fat as well. So I know it's kind of easier to go to a Tesco or Asda, Aldi or Lidl and buy a cake, but if you're making it yourself, you can control the amount of ingredients which are going into it, the ingredients such as the sugar and the fat as well. So that is all mixed up. I'm just looking over my table, just making sure I've got everything in there. So we've got your sugar, we've got your butter, we've got your almonds, we've got the baking powder, we've got the vanilla essence, and the oranges and lemon, and the cornmeal. So I think that is all into your bowl. So all what's left now to do is take your container. Like I said, I'm using these takeaway containers, and then just fill. So we're going to fill it to about just above halfway. Like I said, this actually lends itself perfectly to do two of these containers. So I'll fill this in the container. Then what I do, I'll leave it for a couple of minutes just to make it settle before I put it in the oven. You can just get a spoon and even it out. But we'll be back in a short while. So we're back again. So I've now put your mixture, you can see, into the container. So I'll just let that settle so it levels off. And I just wanted to I don't know if I made it quite clear. So the polenta, the caramel, what you're using, just hold that up. So you want it to be fine, not coarse. So you can get fine or coarse. So it's a fine one you want to get for this recipe. Another thing which you could do is, if you don't like lemon or the orange, you could use kiwi fruit. Sorry, it's not a kiwi fruit. Sorry, it's because I've got a kiwi fruit there. So excuse me. So you could use a lime also. So again, the zest of the lime, and then cut it in half, and then use the juice. That would work equally just as well with this recipe. Okay. So we're going to put that in the oven, and it usually bakes for about 45 minutes. As with cakes, if you get a knife or a skewer and just stick it in there to make sure that it's cooked thoroughly. And here we are. Oops. The finished product. So I'm going to let that cool in the tray. You could eat it now if you wish. I'll let mine cool, and then I'll have mine with a cup of tea, and then more than likely tomorrow I'll have mine with some custard. But yes, it smells delicious. I'm looking forward to trying it. So I hope you can try it and you enjoy it. Take care. Bye.